from the station working for you. This is breaking news from RTV6.
This morning, West Lafayette police searching for 4 children they say were kidnapped by their own mother.
An Amber Alert was issued a little before midnight. Police believe those children are somewhere with their mother this morning and possibly in danger. Authorities are trying to find 27-year-old Victoria Dominique Wharton. She's 5'2" and weighs 145 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. Again, police believe she abducted her 4 children. Right now, there's no information about a vehicle. Police are looking for Azura Ballard. She's 7 years old. Akira Ballard, who's 3 years old. Illyria Ballard, who's 1. And the oldest, Anthony Ballard, who is 8 years old. Please call police if you know where they are.
And now to the latest on breaking news we've been following this morning. At least 1 person dead after a serious crash on I-465 early this morning. It happened on the south side of Indianapolis near US 31 and the I-65 exit. Right now, investigators are still trying to figure out what caused this deadly crash. When we learn more, we will pass that information along to you. Rob?
All right, forecast for this morning looks pretty good, although starting out a bit on the chilly side. Take a look at some of the numbers here. They're in the 50s, but warming up very quickly. We expect that to be the case. Any of the low 50s that were out there this morning are pretty much responding to that sunshine as expected. 56 in Castleton, 58 in Plainfield, 55 for Mooresville. Those numbers with the clear skies will continue to warm up, and by the afternoon, we're going to be in the mid to upper 70s. The sunshine more plentiful in the morning, a few more clouds during the afternoon. Our forecast for this entire weekend looking okay, although Sunday probably the day we'll have the better chance for some rain. 78 for today, very nice. Overnight lows into the 60s. Rain in the forecast for tomorrow, but the forecast for now looks pretty good. No weather-related concern on the roadways, but let's check in with Elena with a look at traffic.
All right, thank you, Rob. As Meredith just mentioned a second ago, that deadly crash on I-465, there's been a lot of problems associated with that this morning. Westbound I-465 was closed. It now appears to be 1 lane open between I-65 and US 31, but you can see there's still a major backup in that area. Sergeant John Perrine confirmed that 1 person has died. There might be other injuries. No word on that right now, though. And so I'll be monitoring this situation for you all morning. And also, the procession for Lieutenant Aaron Allan is happening today. Crown Hill Cemetery to Bankers Life Fieldhouse. It's going on right now. I'll give you routes coming up on our next traffic hit, as well as a look at our live in.traffic cam right now at that crash. You can see it's definitely opened up. Cars are moving right now, but there are still emergency crews on the scene of the situation.
I just hope that one day I can be half the father that he was. I just hope one day I can be half the husband that he was, half the officer, and half the friend that he was.
A fallen hero will be laid to rest today. A man who devoted his life in service to his country and his community. Today, family, friends, colleagues, the community will say their final goodbye to Lieutenant Aaron Allan.
Looking at all the messages that people have sent, the police department, the notes that are, I mean, I didn't want to leave the police department last night. I just really didn't want to leave his side because I know that he wouldn't have left mine.
A respected officer, father, husband, and friend. Today, we remember Lieutenant Allan, who gave us all so we could have everything.
Right now, at this very hour, the procession for Lieutenant Allan has concluded at Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
That's right. Family, friends, colleagues, and even people who didn't know him are going to fill Bankers Life Fieldhouse to remember a beloved officer. Today, they gather to say their final goodbyes.
Lieutenant Aaron Allan was killed in the line of duty serving our community.
And today is a day to honor that sacrifice and his service. And good morning, Indiana's Nicole Griffin is standing by live at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, we are standing here where the motorcade just ended with the procession for Lieutenant Aaron Allan this morning that ended here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. You can see all the motorcycles that lined up this morning, and all the officers just got up and were heading into Bankers Life Fieldhouse, where that funeral is set to begin here in just a few hours. Now take a look at this video of the procession that we captured as it took off from Crown Hill Funeral Home this morning. Just a very powerful picture of unity and brotherhood as those motorcycles led the body of Lieutenant Aaron Allan over here to Bankers Life Fieldhouse this morning. Law enforcement members from the entire community, even the entire state, led that procession through downtown Indianapolis, ending over here. And his brothers in blue from the Southport Police Department were also a part of that, and his family was as well. Now, Lieutenant Allan was killed in the line of duty just last week, and we are told that he was a leader of the Southport Police Department for 6 years, winning the Officer of the Year award in 2015. Over his 20 years of experience, he served with the Marion County Sheriff's Department as well as the Indianapolis Police Department. And this morning, a man people are remembering as a hero in our community will be laid to rest at Crown Hill Cemetery, and his wife Stacy and two sons TJ and Aaron Jr. will say their final goodbye. Lieutenant Aaron Allan's funeral is set to begin here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse at 11 o'clock this morning, and Governor Holcomb, along with Senator Joe Donnelly and Mayor Joe Hogsett, are among speakers we are expecting to speak this morning at this funeral. We will bring you coverage all morning long here on Good Morning Indiana. We will be inside the funeral home, inside the funeral this morning, showing you pictures later on here on RTV6 of the funeral for Lieutenant Aaron Allan. But for now, we're reporting live downtown. Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
Our team coverage continues in the sky. Skycam 6 photojournalist Shay Goodpaster is live for us up there, keeping an eye on traffic and also the mood, as you can see it there from Skycam 6. Shay, what are you seeing?
Well, right now, Beth, the traffic is pretty calm, but we do expect thousands of people from all over the country to come here to Bankers Life Fieldhouse for the funeral of Lieutenant Aaron Allan later today at 11. Now, as we follow the procession down Meridian Street, it was very touching to see there were quite a few people out at intersections standing there saluting as his body passed by. Now, later today, the community is encouraged to line the procession route as they escort Lieutenant Allan to the cemetery to be laid to rest one final time. Beth?
The procession has already ended. You might want to be mindful if you're heading down in the downtown area. Just be respectful and maybe avoid that area altogether. The procession again started at Crown Hill Cemetery and ended at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, and I want to show you a way you can go to avoid that procession line. If you're heading south in the downtown area, take Capitol Avenue, turn left onto South, then you can turn right to get back onto Pennsylvania Avenue to return to your way. Let's take a look at our live in.traffic cams right now. Here's a live look at I-65 at 30th Street. You can see not too many cars out there on the road. So if you're headed anywhere, if you're headed downtown, be mindful of that procession happening following the funeral. That's at 11 o'clock today. Guys?
Elena Martella, thank you so much. Lieutenant Allan's wife issued a statement about her husband's death. It says, "Aaron was my rock, and we are all so heartbroken. I will be forever grateful for our Heavenly Father sharing him with me and our boys. He was not only proud to wear the badge, he was a proud father and a husband."
Ahead of today's funeral, friends, family, and fellow officers paid their last respects at visitation services for Lieutenant Allan. Friday afternoon, people went to Crown Hill Cemetery to show their gratitude for Lieutenant Allan's service. With the sorrow, there was also a sense of support for one another, and especially for the officer's family.
I've been to the hospital numerous times when I've worked for the city of Southport. And one person that keeps replaying in my mind, other than my friends and family, has been Lieutenant Allan. He sat next to my side for numerous hours when nobody else was there, just to make sure that I was okay.
My heart is just broken into a million pieces, and my heart just goes out to these guys and all the men and women in blue who put their lives on the line every day to protect us.
The funeral services begin this morning at 11. And this morning, Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb is directing flags in Marion County to be flown at half-staff all day in honor of Lieutenant Allan. Flags should be flown at half-staff from sunrise to sunset.
And there are plenty of ways you can support Lieutenant Allan's family. The official memorial T-shirt and bumper sticker made and approved by the Allan family and the Southport Police Department will be on sale Monday. You can buy the shirt at the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 86. That's at 1525 Shelby Street. 100% of the proceeds will go to Allan's family fund. And happening today, Crew Car Wash is offering a free car wash to any law enforcement officer, firefighter, or first responder.
responder in honor of Lieutenant Allan. So make sure you go take advantage of that. If you are a first responder, it will take place all day today.
Lieutenant Allan received a new honor for his years as a dedicated officer. There was a new memorial remembering him at the Indiana State Fair. It's placed at the gate he used to work at during the flare. Now, Lieutenant Allan worked this gate on the grounds of the Indiana School for the Deaf year after year.
And if you can't make it out to Lieutenant Allan's funeral today, be sure to stay with RTV6. We have extensive team coverage of the funeral for you, both on air and online. Beginning at 7 o'clock, as you saw earlier this morning, we carried the procession of Lieutenant Allan's body to Bankers Life Fieldhouse on our Facebook page. Then we will be broadcasting the entire funeral procession to the cemetery and interment service live on RTV6. Breaking overnight, police are sorting out the details from a shooting at Club Venus on the west side. Authorities say 2 men were shot in the parking lot. It happened just after 2. Police say a security guard went outside and shot a suspect who drove himself away. The other man who was shot was taken to the hospital with injuries. Authorities say a man matching the suspect's description later showed up at Eskenazi Hospital to be treated. An investigation is underway.
And this morning, police are searching for a missing woman. Indiana State Police say 28-year-old Brittany Horman was last seen in Madison, Indiana on Saturday. Authorities say she has ties to Jennings, Scott, and Bartholomew counties. According to family, she does not suffer from any medical conditions, but they're concerned because they haven't heard from her since last week. Call police if you know anything about this case.
This morning, the body of Sergeant Jonathan Michael Hunter is now back on American soil. Vice President Mike Pence and his wife were on hand for the dignified transfer of the Columbus native at Dover Air Force Base. Sergeant Hunter and another service member were killed in a suicide bombing Wednesday in Afghanistan. Hunter was married, and his father says he gave his all doing what he loved.
His loving heart. He always put other people first. I mean, that's just the way he was, and that's the way he was raised. I mean, if you was down, he brought you up.
Funeral arrangements are still pending.
Administrators at Muncie schools are taking the weekend to sort out transportation problems within the school district. School was in session for only 1 day this week, but then closed again on Thursday and Friday following staff meetings. The superintendent says student safety is their top priority. Muncie schools and community schools say they should have the bus routes figured out by Monday so that class can restart. At 8:12, let's get over to Rob Ellis and your forecast.
Yeah, forecast quite varied today. Temperatures starting out in the 50s for most of you, but now they're starting to warm up, and they are going to warm up very quickly because we have plenty of sunshine. 50s with that sunshine and nothing really moving our way is going to allow the temperatures to warm up. We'll watch this system that's going to bring us a few more clouds during the afternoon, but that is about it. 78 our expected high for today. After a cool start, it'll be a nice afternoon. Ladies?
Rob, thank you. A lot of folks watching the weather today because of this funeral happening in the heart of Indianapolis at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, 11 a.m. The celebration of life for Lieutenant Aaron Allan, a Southport police officer killed in the line of duty. This is Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV6.
We are covering the funeral of Lieutenant Allan. The procession started this morning just after 7.
We're going to go live out now to RTV6's Nicole Griffin. Nicole, good morning to you.
Good morning. Well, just minutes ago, the procession ended here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, where the funeral for Lieutenant Aaron Allan is set to begin this morning. Right now, you can see all the motorcycles and vehicles that were involved in that procession parked right out here outside of Bankers Life Fieldhouse, where that funeral is set to begin at 11 o'clock this morning. Now, I did just talk to a Southport police officer who says he is heading inside right now to take part in honor guard. So law enforcement members here from Southport Police Department, which Lieutenant Aaron Allan served for 6 years, are here, as well as law enforcement members from the entire state. We will continue bringing you coverage all morning long here on Good Morning Indiana.
Nicole, thank you. An Amber Alert has been issued for 4 children abducted by their mother in West Lafayette. Police say 27-year-old Victoria Dominique Horton took her kids. The children were last seen on Thursday, August 3rd, and are believed to be in extreme danger. If you have information on their whereabouts, please contact West Lafayette Police.
Thousands of emails from former Governor Mike Pence will soon be available for public record requests. The vice president turned over emails from a private AOL account he used when conducting official business as Indiana's governor. Since then, Governor Eric Holcomb's office has been dealing with a backlog of public record requests. A spokesperson for the governor's office says the records must be reviewed before they can be released.
What a great way to start the Indiana State Fair. Thousands of people enjoyed opening day with RTV6 yesterday. A big attraction of this year's State Fair is all of the food. In fact, this year's fair theme is the wonderful world of food. And we should mention it's the Band Day competition. A lot of great music out there and a lot of things to do. Rob, how's the weather going to look today?
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. A little bit of a cool start for folks that get that early start out there. Look at the numbers here. We're talking 60s becoming 70s during the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine early. What you may notice by the afternoon is that some of those clouds are going to be filtering in, but temperatures will be pretty pleasant by the afternoon. So kind of a layering day where the early part you're a little bit on the cool side, but by the afternoon the sunshine is really going to make things feel quite nice and not as breezy as what we had to deal with yesterday. We still have this leftover air mass in place, and at least for today and the next couple of days, this will be making the temperatures feel quite nice. 50s currently in place, some 60s to the north there, 61 in Chicago, same thing for Nashville, and it's drier that's in place. So the system that rolled through yesterday has now moved on. The next system that we watch that will likely arrive sometime on Sunday is this one. We may start to see some of those clouds filter in by the afternoon before that arrives. In the meantime, well, we're just going to be watching the numbers for today. Take a look. Here we are, currently into the 50s. The 60s are probably going to be showing up within the next hour or so just because that sunshine is so plentiful. Walk you through TrueCast just to show you a few clouds developing during the afternoon. I know TrueCast wants to spit out some showers, but the air is so dry, I don't think any of this will materialize. It may form a little bit of virga. That's where rain falls, but it doesn't actually reach the surface. But look at this. By Sunday morning, we've definitely clouded things over, and we're watching the rain trying to roll its way in. By the afternoon, showers are a good chance off and on through your Sunday. So if you have outdoor plans, today is probably the better chance to do it, or better day to do it, I should say, because for most of Sunday and even into early Monday morning, we are watching that chance for some showers. Your weekend planner, Saturday, the better day if you have outdoor plans, but even these temperatures not too bad with showers likely. Here's a look at the temperatures. 60s for overnight tonight. After that, we watch the numbers stay cool for quite a while. The 7-day forecast there, well, I don't have it in there, but I'll get it for you here coming up in just a few.
All right, thank you, Rob. As you're heading out today, we've been monitoring a deadly crash all morning, I-465 between I-65 and US 31. One fatality in that crash. But I want to point out to you, after the funeral of Lieutenant Aaron Allan, there's going to be a procession that will go from Bankers Life Fieldhouse, which is the funerals at 11, down to Southport PD. They're going to stop for a sign of remembrance down there at the police department for Lieutenant Allan, and then they're going to continue up to Crown Hill Cemetery, where he'll be laid to rest. I'll have more on the in-depth details of the route and ways that you can get around that coming up on my next traffic hit, but I'll be monitoring the roads for you in the meantime until that happens.
Elena, thank you. And we are having continuing coverage all morning long and throughout the day on RTV6 for the funeral of Lieutenant Aaron Allan, the hero, the Southport police officer killed in the line of duty. His funeral taking place today at 11 a.m. at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Once again, continuing coverage all day long, remembering this hero. You're watching Good Morning Indiana on RTV6. An Amber Alert has been issued for these 4 children you see on your screen right now. They were abducted by their own mother in West Lafayette. This all happening around midnight last night. Police say 27-year-old Victoria Dominique Wharton took her kids, the children last seen Thursday, August 3rd, and are believed to be in extreme danger. If you have information on their whereabouts, contact West Lafayette Police. Rob?
All right, that weekend forecast looks okay today. Tomorrow, the chance for rain arrives. Very nice for this afternoon with 78 for our daytime high. It's a little cool out there right now, but the sunshine's really going to work on us. 71 and showers tomorrow and back by popular demand. Since I didn't get it in a little bit earlier, there's your 7-day forecast. Again, that rain that rolls in Sunday will wrap up sometime on Monday, and then we'll go dry for the rest of the forecast here. But the temperatures cool for this weekend will steadily increase through early next week.
Rob, thank you. We are keeping a close eye on what's happening today to celebrate the life of Lieutenant Aaron Allan, a Southport police officer who was named Officer of the Year in 2015. This man was shot and killed in the line of duty. And today we are honoring his sacrifice and his service. Stick with RTV 6 for the latest on his celebration of life coming up today at 11 a.m. You're watching Good Morning Indiana.
From the only station working for you, this is RTV 6 Good Morning Indiana.
Still here, we still care, and that we're going to go out and work as hard every day, even though this tragedy happened.
Saying goodbye after that tragedy, Southport officer Lieutenant Aaron Allan being laid to rest today. Details about his funeral and how he's being honored this morning.
And a search underway right now for 4 missing Indiana children. An Amber Alert issued overnight. What we know about who those children could be with.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Indiana. I'm Beth Vaughn.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We'll get to your news in just a moment, but first, a chilly start to the day, considering it's the beginning of August.
Yes.
It's
kind of
August.
Strange.
Check the calendar, because if you head outside,
feels like October.
It does. Now the good news is those winds that we had yesterday, they've come down a bit, so it doesn't have quite the bite that it could otherwise, but temperature's still on the cool side. Let's go to the numbers and show you what to expect. There you see the board, 58 currently in Zionsville, 57 in Indy. The 50 is going to stay with us for probably another hour or so, and then that sunshine is going to work on these numbers and move us into the 60s and eventually into the 70s. We do have clear skies, so these numbers that you saw there in the 50s, they have nowhere to go but up. Now what we're watching is this. At some point this will be moving our way over the course of the weekend. It just won't happen today, although with a few of the clouds could be possible by the second half of the day. As far as the temperatures of what to expect, well, the numbers again going into the 70s, mid-70s for most of the day, but I think the highs will top out into the upper 70s and maybe a few spots even getting to 80. More clouds during the second half of the day. I'll talk about that rain chance that arrives on Sunday. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Rob. We'll see you then. Lieutenant Aaron Allan was killed in the line of duty serving our community.
Today is the day to honor that sacrifice and his service. Good Morning Indiana's Nicole Griffin is live at Bankers Life Fieldhouse right now. She has the very latest. Nicole.
Well, good morning. This is where that procession ended this morning for Lieutenant Aaron Allan, and one of the law enforcement members that was involved in that procession is joining me now. Sergeant Driver, explain the atmosphere and how it was during the procession.
Very solemn occasion. You know that you're bringing a member of your community and the police department to a place to where he's going to be honored, and it's a great honor and a respect to give him and the family, to show that we are here for him. We never abandon him, and we'll always be here for him.
And we were talking, and I was asking you, do you feel like it's a sense of brotherhood and unity as you're riding together? And what were you kind of telling me about that?
I do feel like it's a sense of brotherhood and unity, because it's not just our department as Indianapolis Metro, it's Southport police officers, it's Marion County Sheriff, it's agencies from all around the state of Indiana, and everybody comes together to honor this man, not only his service as a community, as a police officer, but as a community member himself.
And many of us watched as Deputy Chief Waters was laid to rest this week, and there's some key differences in Lieutenant Aaron Allan's funeral today since he was actually killed in the line of duty, including, if you see us back out here live right now, this red braid on your shoulder. Can you talk about some of those differences and what that means?
Yeah, the red braid signifies losing your life in the line of duty or shedding blood in the line of duty. Where Chief Waters, we honored him in what we call a Class B funeral, where we wore a black braid, which means mourning for his loss and mourning for his death. There are some other significant differences, such as you're going to see Cason carry Aaron into the cemetery. The honor guard members will take him off of Cason, march him in. There'll be a riderless horse, and you'll see a 3-volley salute to him, also with rifles or guns.
Thank you for your time today, and we appreciate your service, 35 years. We appreciate you. Thank you for talking to me. And again, that funeral will start at 11 o'clock here this morning at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. We will continue coverage all morning long here on Good Morning Indiana.
As you're headed out the door this morning, there aren't many problems associated with traffic out there right now. I do want to point out there was a deadly crash on westbound I-465 between I-65 and US 31 this morning. One person died. No word of any other injuries. I do want to point out for you, though, after Lieutenant Aaron Allan's funeral, the procession route following that. Let's see, the funeral, Bankers Life Fieldhouse, again, it's at 11 o'clock this morning, and it will be heading towards Southport Police Department to stop for a sign of remembrance and respect for Lieutenant Aaron Allan. If you wish to pay your respects along the route, you can go anywhere along Pennsylvania to Washington Street, Washington to Capitol Avenue to McCarty. This is the route of the procession. And then here, continuing on from McCarty, you can go to Madison to Banta Avenue to Derbyshire Road to the Southport Police Department, which will continue up to the Crown Hill Cemetery from there, where Lieutenant Allan will be laid to rest. I'll be monitoring this route for you all morning long, giving you ways to get around it. Here's a look from our live INDOT traffic cam. I-65 at Keystone Avenue. It looks like cars are flowing pretty freely out there right now, so no cause for delay or backup if you're headed out there on I-65. But if you are headed downtown today, be especially mindful of that procession for Lieutenant Aaron Allan.
Elena, thank you. And ahead of today's funeral, friends and family and fellow officers paid their last respects at visitation services for Lieutenant Allan.
Friday afternoon, police and people went to Crown Hill Cemetery to show their gratitude for Lieutenant Allan's service. With the sorrow, there was also a sense of support for one another, and especially for the officer's family. Inside the visitation services, a flag was placed next to Allan's uniform and other belongings. Agencies from around the country are here, including representatives from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They came because of the tragedy, but they say they'll leave with a stronger sense of the brotherhood that exists within law enforcement.
I know there's officers from New York, Chicago, from Virginia we're all joining together and be here. We're all one big family, depending on what agency we work for, what state we work for, we're all one big brotherhood.
That officer also wanted to say thank you to local law enforcement for their support last year. Several Indiana agencies flew to Texas when 5 Dallas officers were killed in the line of duty. Now they say they are humbled and more than willing to return the gesture. If you can't make it out to Lieutenant Allan's funeral today, be sure to stick with RTV6. We'll have extensive team coverage of the funeral for you, both on air and online. We'll be broadcasting the entire funeral procession to the cemetery and the interment service live on RTV6. Well, breaking overnight, an Amber Alert is issued as 4 Indiana children were abducted from West Lafayette, and they could be in extreme danger today.
State police are looking for 8-year-old Anthony Ballard Jr., 7-year-old Azura Ballard, 3-year-old Akira Ballard, and 1-year-old Illyria Ballard. West Lafayette police believe the kids were abducted by their own mother, 27-year-old Dominique Wharton. The kids were last seen on Thursday. If you have any information where these kids may be, please call police immediately.
Right now, police need your help to find a missing woman. Indiana State Police say this woman, 28-year-old Brittany Horman of Hanover, was last seen in Madison, Indiana a week ago. Troopers say Horman also has ties to Jennings, Scott, and Bartholomew counties. According to family, she does not suffer from any medical conditions, but contacts family members on a daily basis, and they say they haven't seen or heard from her since Saturday. They are concerned that she could be in danger. If you know anything about the disappearance of Brittany Horman, please call police immediately.
Also breaking overnight, Metro Police busy working a series of unrelated shootings. 2 people were shot in the parking lot of Club Venus on the west side just after 2 this morning. A security guard heard the shooting and went outside and shot the suspect. The suspect drove off from the crime scene, and the victim was taken to the hospital in critical but stable condition. Shortly after the shooting, police received a call about a male with a gunshot wound who matched the suspect description. He had showed up at Eskenazi. Metro Police also responding to a shooting on the north side overnight. The shooting happening around 12:45 this morning on Marksman Court. Officials say there was a large party and a fight broke out, ending in gunfire. One person was taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound in serious but stable condition. Police say everyone ran from the party and no one is cooperating with the investigation.
At 8:38 this morning, the cause of this frightening and messy scene is under investigation. A network of large pipes collapsed at the Rolls-Royce plant on the southwest side. Luckily, no one was hurt in the collapse. The 200-foot-long pipeline was outside the building. Rolls-Royce says some of the pipes carry steam and one carries pressurized air used for testing jet engines. Several nearby buildings were evacuated, but no harmful gases were found inside the pipes. Let's get over to Rob Ellis for an update on your forecast.
Yeah, take a look at the scene behind me. I mean, beautiful, right? Blue sky out there. It was a little cool to start the morning. We're going to see those temperatures warm up through the day, but we've got 50s in play. Those 50s become 60s, and very quickly we're going to zoom past the 60s and into the 70s. 72 by noon. More sunshine in the first half of the day. A few more clouds as we get into the second half, with probably mid-70s for most of the day, although I think our high temperature is going to be able to get up somewhere around 78, maybe close to 80 for a few spots. Should be very nice. Still some dry air in place, but by Sunday we do see some changes. Temperatures a little bit cooler. Most of that is because we will have some clouds in play, and showers are going to be likely. So if you have plans to get outdoors, this is the better day today. Pretty nice, although a cool start. If you want an hour-by-hour forecast of what to expect on Sunday, I'm going to walk you through that. I'll be back in about 8 minutes or so with that forecast. Beth, Meredith?
All right, Rob, thank you. First responders are out working in the heat every day, protecting and serving our community, and today you can help them stay cool.
Firehouse Subs is holding its H2O for Heroes fundraiser at their Indianapolis locations. All you have to do, bring in a 24-pack of water, and you'll get a free medium sub. Quite a nice trade-off there. The fundraiser started in Phoenix while firefighters were battling wildfires, and the local store brought them water. It's now spread across the country, and today you can help your local fire departments stay hydrated.
Just have so much respect for the first responders and what they do every single day. It's a one-day event on Saturday, but we are collecting funds constantly in our stores. Anybody who wants to get involved, I'm also certain if they reach out to the local firefighters themselves, there are plenty of opportunities for service.
Since 2009, the Firehouse Subs store have donated more than $611,000 to local fire and police departments, along with life-saving equipment.
Still ahead, continued coverage as we say goodbye to a fallen hero, father, son, and husband. Southport Lieutenant Aaron Allan. An emotional day ahead after a week filled with memorials and farewells.
Time now is 8:41, and we're taking a live look outside of Bankers Life Fieldhouse, where that funeral will happen in just a few short hours. We'll be back right after this break.
Time now for an RTV6 Consumer Alert. I'm joined in studio here by Tim Maniscalco with the Better Business Bureau. Tim, today we're talking about a consumer alert for a lot of parents right now back to school shopping, how to not break the bank.
Right. Everyone is getting ready to go back to school. I know our child, she's going to go back next week, and you've got to do some back to school shopping. So a couple of things here to remember. Number one, you want to create a budget so that you know what you're going to be spending and try to stay within that budget. You want to research any of those big purchases, particularly if you've got to do a computer. You know, sometimes schools will offer to rent the computer or buy the computer. So you've got to kind of think about, hey, is it better for us to rent the computer, or should we buy the computer and use that for the next several years? So research those things. A lot of great sales out there this time of year. So look for those and make certain you take advantage of those. There's also a lot of educational discounts that you can also qualify for. Check those out. We always also tell people, if you can, buy in bulk for some of those items. Like a lot of times schools will ask you to bring in tissues or things like that for the whole year, where you can buy those in bulk because those are never going to purchase. But I think the big thing here is understand what you need, create that budget, then also think about what is it that you had last year that maybe you didn't use that you can still reuse this year. So check, you know, your drawers and things like that to make certain that you aren't passing up something that you know you already bought and you forgot about. But this is the time of year where you can just use a little common sense, a little bit of planning.
Yeah, a little plan ahead.
Right, plan ahead, and then you know, hopefully you'll make the right purchases and not break that bank.
All right, Tim Maniscalco with the Better Business Bureau. This has been an RTV6 Consumer Alert.
Agricultural Secretary and former Georgia Governor Sonny Perdue is on a road trip to Indiana.
He's on a 5-state state tour in an RV. There he is, making his way to Indianapolis next Tuesday. It's all to promote a proposed farm bill, as well as working to increase rural prosperity. On Tuesday, Perdue will hold a listening session at the state fairgrounds at noon. Well, get ready to take your little ones to the mall this weekend because the American Girl store is coming back to Central Indiana.
And this time for a longer period of time. It opens today at the Fashion Mall in Keystone, and the temporary store features the popular dolls, and kids will get a free gift card and crafts while supplies last, so get there early. The store will remain open all the way through the end of January. Perfect for holiday gifts.
Yes, a special doll. I had one as a kid.
Oh, so did I. Yes, still have her.
A treasure for little girls, that's for sure.
Well, taking a total turn now, the Colts training camp is off to a fast start, and today is the fans' last chance to see them in action before the preseason starts.
Today's second and final open practice is at Warren Central High School. It's free for fans and gates open at 4 o'clock. You might want to get there early because seating will be limited to capacity. Colt City will also open at 4 o'clock. The team will warm up at 5:30. Practice begins at 6 and will wrap up by 8 p.m. where players will stick around to sign a few autographs.
Time now is 8:48. Obviously, a lot going on this weekend. Rob, what should people plan for if they're headed out to the Colts practice or the state fair or any of the other events and activities taking place?
It's going to be beautiful, and you may look at that and think, oh, it's nice and warm outside, the sun is out, but you start with some very cool temperatures this morning. Numbers are into the 50s, although they are moving in a positive direction now that sunshine is helping out. 57 currently in Indy. A lot of locations here getting very close to 60. We will be there within the next hour or so, and the temperatures will go up pretty quickly from there. This is much cooler than where we were yesterday at this time when we had those winds gusting, bringing in the cooler air. It's about 8 to 10, maybe as high as 15 degrees cooler right now than where we were yesterday at this exact time. We've got the clear skies. You saw that beautiful picture with the sunshine. There's nothing major in play right now, but you look a little farther to the west, and this is our next weather maker. Now, it's going to change up a little bit as it gets a bit closer, but we could see a few of these clouds stream our way sometime during the afternoon. The day looks great, but a few clouds probably during the afternoon. Don't be surprised if you see those. The cooler air is in place. It's not only cooler air, but it's also drier air. The dew points are way down. You have to go farther to the south to find that kind of hot and humid air that we dealt with a little bit earlier, maybe toward the end of July or so. But this is going to be keeping the rain away, at least for today. Saturday, we're expecting a high temperature of 78. This is going to be our better day of the weekend forecast. Once you get to tomorrow, well, things start to change up a little bit. Those overnight lows dropping down into the 60s. We'll see the clouds increase. And yeah, that chance for showers is there overnight. But I really think the better chance is going to be on Sunday. Let me show you TrueCast. We'll walk you through it kind of hour by hour here. Here's noon today. A few more clouds rolling in. Once we get into the afternoon, don't be shocked or you see these little areas of green here. TrueCast trying to spit out some rain. I just don't think this is going to be able to make it to the ground if anything pops up at all. We've got that drier air in place, and it should keep the day pretty dry. It should keep just a few clouds out there, although more clouds will be in play by early Sunday morning. The rain is held off just a little bit in some of the timing. I was thinking earlier it might arrive by Sunday morning, but it looks like more of a Sunday afternoon kind of a situation with some of the rain here. I've stopped it at 2 p.m. Potentially heavy at times, off and on throughout the day. You might get a break here and there, but even by Monday morning, we're still wrapping up some of these showers, and we'll keep that in that 7-day forecast. Again, 78 for your high temperature today. Those temperatures tonight will drop down into the 60s, and then we'll see those numbers maybe cool down a bit with the rain expected for your Sunday. Here's that planning forecast, 71 for tomorrow. After that, it's a steady increase back to the 80s by Wednesday. Again, we'll wrap up those showers Monday at some point. The rest of the week looks dry.
All right, thanks, Rob. As you're heading out the door today, there's a few things that I want to point out for you. First of all, there was a deadly crash on westbound I-465 between I-65 and US 31 that left quite the backup earlier this morning. But looking ahead, the funeral of Lieutenant Aaron Allan, that's happening at Bankers Life Fieldhouse at 11 o'clock today. Following that funeral, there will be a procession to Southport Police Department to stop for a sign of remembrance before heading up to Crown Hill Cemetery. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a the entire route, actually, so you know where you can pay respects if you wish to do so. That route from Banker's Life will go from Pennsylvania to Washington Street, Washington to Capitol Avenue, Capitol Avenue to McCarty, McCarty to Madison, Madison to Banta, Banta Avenue to Derbyshire Road to Southport Police Department. Now, they're going to stop there for a sign of remembrance and respect for Lieutenant Aaron Allan, and then following that, they're going to continue up to Crown Hill Cemetery, and that route will take Southport Road to US 31, US 31 to Delaware, Delaware to Michigan, Michigan to Illinois, Illinois to 34th Street, 34th Street to Graceland, and continue on 34th to the entrance of Crown Hill Cemetery, where he will be laid to rest. There's no word on how long that procession is going to take, but if you wish to pay a sign of respect, you can line up on that way. And also, if you are heading to the downtown area today, be patient. Take the interstates, avoid the downtown roads, as all of those will be closed as Lieutenant Aaron Allan is laid to rest.
Elena, thank you so much. I want to show you a live picture of Banker's Life Fieldhouse. Again, this is where that celebration of life will take place for Lieutenant Allan. I tell you what, this man was a father of two, a husband. He loved being outside, hunting and fishing, and spent his free time camping as often as he could. And friends tell us here at RTV6 that it will be his infectious laugh that will be greatly missed by everyone. All right, a live picture here. Obviously, setup has begun at Banker's Life Fieldhouse, and we're expecting hundreds of people and officers from across the country to come and honor this man's service and his sacrifice. You're watching Good Morning Indiana on RTV6.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 8:56 and it's a little chilly out there now, but we do have a beautiful Saturday in store for us.
It is. It's going to be very different when we leave the building today than when we came in the building.
Yeah, it was cold out there.
It was.
And it's hustle in.
If folks are heading out early, it's going to take maybe another hour or two before those temperatures really warm up. But look, the sunshine is out, blue sky, temperatures currently, there's some 60s showing up, already 62 in Indy. We knew those numbers were going to go up pretty quickly. And here's what we're expecting. Numbers getting up into the 70s by the afternoon. 78 are expected high. The long-term forecast here calls for a cooler day on Sunday. So today is definitely the better outdoor day because rain is on the way, unfortunately.
Oh, bummer.
I know, but take today, glass half full. Today is a good day.
Absolutely. We will be right back after the break with more Good Morning Indiana.